All right, we make a little bit of progress every time. This is page 341. We're going to try to get to page 360. Mr. Cox, we've got to have those two things in order for it to work. In order for it not to shrink the new enemy, it makes your enemy even stronger. Inaudible. $300,000 whore. Inaudible. Mr. Cox, you got to have the numbers to sustain it, and we got to have the pain in the general public to sort of inaudible. Mr. Barney, and even with our guys, we've got to have the pain. $300,000 whore. Mr. Barney, and you look at our sketch to when JR contacted him, you know, he was all big talk. Mr. Cox, inaudible. Oh, Mr. Ols, $300,000 whore. Oh, Mike Anderson. Mr. Barney, yeah, $300,000 whore. But he wanted him to call or somebody, so maybe he's going to. Mr. Cox, he's just $300,000 whore. Backup. Mr. Cox, he's just skittish of you. $300,000 whore. Yeah, but Lonnie and Karen went over there too, and he wouldn't give nothing to them. Did I tell you about that yesterday? Mr. Cox, no. $300,000 whore. Or Thursday. Mr. Cox, yeah, they didn't tell me about that. But but they're inaudible. $300,000 whore. Yeah. Mr. Barney, yeah, but once everybody starts, $300,000 whore. I know it. Mr. Barney, inaudible guys they want to do this, but then you talk about doing stuff, $300,000 whore. Back off. Mr. Barney, because it scares them. $300,000 whore. I know. Oh, Mr. Cox. Oh, but if it's not you. Mr. Barney, yeah, $300,000 whore. Yeah, Mr. Cox, you know, so pain, inaudible, all inaudible pain. Mr. Barney, yeah, $300,000 whore. Yeah. Mr. Cox, we need pain and we need some $300,000 whore, and we could, Mr. Cox, inaudible, $300,000 whore. We could see things like we were talking a while ago with this thing coming down with Lonnie, you know, where are we going to stand on that? Because I can almost guarantee you, you know, at first I always thought Lonnie was just all just a bunch of bullshit, you know. He was a typical truck driver running his mouth. But I've seen a different side of Lonnie that he's not. He's willing to, and then when he says he's going to stand up and fight them when they come out there, I believe him. Mr. Cox, I believe him. $300,000 whore. I believe he'll be right there swinging lead. And what are we going to do? Are we going to try to mediate the situation, or are we going to go out and no more, case over, it's arm up and go, or you know what should our stand be if and when that happens? It's this $300,000 whore keeps prodding, doesn't he? Every chance he gets, he prods. Mr. Cox, it's all when it is. If it's $300,000 whore, Mr. Cox, if it's next month, early next month, inaudible, that they just inaudible, $300,000 whore, yeah. Mr. Cox, unfortunately, they've got to inaudible. That's conveniently inaudible. $300,000 whore, yeah. Mr. Cox, and while it would be wonderful to go out there and help Lonnie defend his castle, it would be inaudible. Another conveniently inaudible. I'm going to have to find that. I bet it's like, he says something like it'll be a fruitless gesture or something. $300,000 whore. It would, yeah, Mr. Cox, and here's my thoughts on it, and this is what I was telling JR on the way in. If Lonnie wants to hunker down in his house and takes all the rafters out with him, I can't falter that. Mr. Barney, Mr. Cox, and I haven't tried to point this out to him inaudible, but if I were him, I would think about the war instead of the fight. And Lonnie wants to fight when they come out to take his house. That I think the most prudent thing, what I would do is I would inaudible and I would try to drag along, you know, just do everything that's good. Mr. Barney, inaudible. Mr. Cox, and just let it be, Mr. Barney, yeah, Mr. Cox. Let that scale keep tipping, and if they came and they got my house, Mr. Barney, well, I got an empty place over here, inaudible, I could put him up in, so, Mr. Cox, if they came and they took my house, I would pack up and I would say, okay, men, we lost the battle. They took our base, and what happens when they destroy your base? You get so hopping mad that you go down with the ship? Or do you, well, our base got overrun. They took our house, so you run and you regroup so that you can fight, you can keep fighting the war. Mr. Barney, $300,000 whore. Yeah, does that sound like the words of a murderer? Mr. Cox, and Lonnie's losing his house. They're taking it all away from him. They're taking it away from him. And that's totally defiant, inaudible. $300,000 whore. Yeah, I know, Mr. Cox, and inaudible might be a different house, might be inaudible, but you know what? If I was him, I would say, well, the house inaudible, I'm going to keep fighting, and as long as there is hope of regrouping and hope of coming back out and there's hope of victory, then I will continue to retreat because your last stand is your last. $300,000 whore. That's it. Mr. Barney, yeah. Mr. Cox, it is making their victory bitter. That's what inaudible. $300,000 whore. Mr. Cox, and that's what I would do if it's the last stand, but you know what? A defeat for me and a big victory for them is it's not satisfying to me in the least. I want victory and freedom and liberty and law for my children. $300,000 whore, yeah. Mr. Cox, so if I was Lonnie, I'd fight them, and then when they took my house, okay, well, then if you've got, I would, okay, that's dead. Okay, now what's next? And just let it go. That's how you got to do war. And you know what? I thought I was thinking this, but I wasn't about to say, but talking a little more secret, private, but I'm losing my house too. Mr. Barney, Mr. Cox, today, I have a business, inaudible, and vehicles, and, high net worth up there on the hill, and then that's strictly brought down, and I'm inaudible with his buddy and inaudible loss, so I can stay in the war, and what I'm doing right now is I'm just getting out of the Dodge. Go down through the states or out of the country or somewhere, and I could accomplish two things, and I want to get your guys' input on this because I don't want you to think that I'm being self-serving, so whatever is the best thing, I will do it. I don't think either of you doubt that. Mr. Barney, no. $300,000 whore. No, I don't doubt that a bit. Mr. Cox, inaudible and of no fault, for no fault of my own, but the fact remains, my name is Mud, and I'm fast-tracking to the inaudible for inaudible. And so if I can get under cover and reemerge as an asset closer to the appropriate time, I feel like that is the best thing for me to do from here. $300,000 whore. Mr. Cox, and if you got another take on that, then please tell me, because I don't want to do what's best for the man and for my family, and those are the same thing. $300,000 whore. Oh, I agree with that completely. I don't think you should give yourself up, like some would think. I think, Mr. Cox, because those are the options. Those are the options is go home, pretend like nothing's bad, and get waxed, give myself up. Mr. Barney, that doesn't help anybody. Mr. Cox, no. $300,000 whore, no. Mr. Cox, doesn't make any sense at all. $300,000 whore, no. They'd get a big hurrah out of it, Mr. Cox, oh yeah. $300,000 whore, being that they believe. Mr. Cox, you'd make everybody scared too. $300,000 whore, yeah. Mr. Barney, oh yeah, inaudible. Mr. Cox, yeah. $300,000 whore, yeah. Mr. Cox, we crushed him. Mr. Barney, yeah. Mr. Cox, if we can crush that spirit, we're going to crush your spirit, don't you ever? Mr. Barney, yeah. Mr. Cox, forget it. So I can't do that to the people. Mr. Barney, yeah. Mr. Cox, I owe that to the chicken shit people. $300,000 whore, yeah. Mr. Cox, all right. And then the other one is to throw a big hurrah, go for the fight, okay. And then the last one is to disappear, run silent, run deep, and while the scale is tipped, emerge and give it my all to try to win at the war. Mr. Barney, well, I mean, Mr. Cox, inaudible. Mr. Barney, I mean, you got something that helps in the event, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to try to stand forward as, hey, come follow me in that time. There's going to be a lot of different groups, and you got name recognition for good, for bad, for whatever right now. Once people start seeing what's really going on, they're going to be like, hey, there's something with that guy. And when you emerge, you're going to be able to emerge like none of us can, because we're going to be one of those no names out there that nobody knows who we are. $300,000 whore. Mr. Barney, trying to say, hey, look, follow us. We know where where we're going. But if you do, if everybody in the community knows who you are, so I mean, we need somebody like you to stay safe until that time comes. Otherwise, people aren't going to be able to know who to follow. They don't know who are you. Never heard of you before, and don't know what you stand for. See it takes somebody that everybody knows. $300,000 whore. Yeah. Mr. Cox. Yeah, if somebody shows up on the scene, inaudible. If I show up on the scene, of course, who knows? Maybe they still be like, oh no, that, but who knows? Or maybe they'll be like, yeah, well, man, you were right. Truth comes out. $300,000 whore. Mr. Cox, and everybody will be your buddy. $300,000 whore. At some point, it'll be that way, Mr. Cox. But then those are guys you can't trust either. $300,000 whore. Yeah. Mr. Cox, you guys, I know. Mr. Barney, Mr. Cox, because inaudible. $300,000 whore. Yeah. Mr. Barney, because it might, and that ultimately means if something falls apart, and they might have, like you said, little clans. If everybody's got their couple little friends and their little groups, and their little clans, and that's all great, everybody's going to, like you said, even in hard times, they're going to pull together, and they're going to pull together with who they know. Mr. Cox, yeah, Mr. Barney, and you're going to have hundreds of little clans across this bureau, and great, you got a lot of little clans, but not any one little clan can take on the new tyrant that's coming into town, whoever that may be. So we need somebody to rally the clans together. Mr. Cox, unite the little clans. Mr. Barney, yeah. Mr. Olson, $300,000 whore. Yeah, if I ever see the word Olson in the future after reading these 430 pages, I think it's just naturally going to come out $300,000 whore. Can you imagine if the word Olson is somewhere in the Bible and the pastor asked me to read and I start talking about $300,000 whores in the middle of church? Oh man, it's just naturally I just say $300,000 whore when I see the word Olson. Anyway, Mr. Cox, not from the prison phones. $300,000 whore. No, Mr. Cox, inaudible. $300,000 whore. Guantanamo, where there's no phones at. Mr. Cox, inaudible. $300,000 whore. Political prison. Mr. Cox. So then the next thing was I was just going to ask you guys what did you think about what Lonnie was saying, Mr. Barney? Well, I know he's Mr. Cox. You didn't really say anything. Mr. Barney, yeah, I didn't say anything. I know at that point it wasn't going to help the situation, me saying anything. $300,000 whore, yeah. Mr. Barney, I know that Lonnie is just under a tremendous amount of stress, and he inaudible one direction, and you kind of run a little bit up another direction, but Mr. Cox, but what direction? Mr. Barney, well, Mr. Cox, Mr. Barney, I think he probably wanted to go with Dave Guartel, phonetic, kind of his direction, instead of some of these guys down in the lower, Mr. Cox, oh, Mr. Barney, the lower 48, and but every individual has to answer for their own decisions, and that you find that you can feel that the person should have went this way, but you are the individual who's making the decision. You have to answer to the decisions ultimately, and so, Mr. Cox, well, I inaudible with everybody. I got all those guys on conference calls. I got them all comparing notes. Mr. Barney, yeah. Mr. Cox, inaudible. Mr. Cox, oh, thank you, honey. You're a sweetheart. Appreciate that. Speaker number, inaudible. Mr. Cox, okay, keep going. Mr. Barney, but that's what, that's inaudible, He's got a lot to lose right now, inaudible. We've all got something to lose, too. $300,000 whore, Mr. Cox, he's already got something. $300,000 whore, Mr. Cox, whoever has got something. $300,000 whore, Mr. Cox, got something to lose. Mr. Barney, yeah, $300,000 whore. They're coming for it. Mr. Barney, but he may be thinking that, hey, if only we would have went this direction, I might not be losing my house. And so I know he was just venting and stuff like that, and I didn't fault him for that, and I didn't take anything against you. So I know he's just, he just stressed out to the max, and Mr. Cox, Mr. Barney, people tend to, we all tend to do it when we're stressed out at other things that are going on at work. We do. Who do we come down on? $300,000 whore, mama. Mr. Barney, inaudible. $300,000 whore, yeah. Mr. Barney, and that's just the way it works. We tend to vent on those that we care the most about. $300,000 whore, yeah. Mr. Barney, and inaudible too. $300,000 whore, yeah. And he's no different, and I can't imagine. Mr. Barney, yeah. $300,000 whore. Being in that situation, and I've never had them coming for my house and being days away, literally days away from them kicking in the door. And Mr. Cox, luckily $300,000 whore, moving me out. Mr. Cox didn't get a big build-up. They're just like, oh, looks like you've got a neat country. $300,000 whore, go Mr. Cox tomorrow. $300,000 whore, yeah. Mr. Cox, okay, I'm joking about it now, but Mr. Barney, if you want to move in there, $300,000 whore. No, I'm happy. We're happy where I'm at. Mr. Barney, can you give Joseph power? He's living downstairs, right? Mr. Cox, $300,000 whore. He's upstairs. We moved him in, or he. Mr. Barney, oh, okay. $300,000 whore. He moved up, or he's just staying up there. Mr. Barney, can you give him power of attorney and inaudible? Mr. Cox, sure. Mr. Barney, inaudible. Mr. Cox, I don't care, yeah. Mr. Barney, inaudible. Mr. Cox, inaudible bunch of a roll of scotch tape, you want, man? Mr. Barney, right now he might be able to do some things, and then when inaudible kind of, Mr. Cox, he's not real business or money savvy, he's like intellectual college, Mr. Barney, yeah. Mr. Cox, he's not a business guy like us, but $300,000 whore, yeah. Mr. Cox, but man, he's my closest friend. Mr. Barney, yeah. Mr. Cox, I mean, really, we just had our lives in each other's hands so much. Mr. Barney, yeah, I really like Joseph. He seems like a real... Mr. Cox, he's a really $300,000 whore. Yeah, level-headed, calm. Mr. Cox, and he's fiercely loyal. Mr. Barney, yeah. Mr. Cox, yeah, moral. Mr. Barney, yeah. Mr. Cox, upright. $300,000 whore, yeah. Mr. Cox, reasoning, he's just a godly man. Mr. Barney, yeah, that's what... Mr. Cox, terrible with women, always makes him mad, inaudible. Mr. Barney, inaudible, looking in the wrong, inaudible. $300,000 whore, yeah, I went over there that day and gave him your checkbook and that cash and everything, and he goes, oh, you talked to Schaeffer? And I said, well, here's his stuff. Mr. Cox, yeah, $300,000 whore, and then, oh, I don't want to know anymore, but it kind of caught him off guard that, oh, you talked to Schaeffer. Mr. Cox, inaudible. $300,000 whore. I don't know. I just saw him on Audible. Mr. Cox. So I think that the next thing is just for me to set up my affairs. I got a garbage truck and a flatbed truck, snowplow and a Jeep and 2 Jimmies and all the food and guns and bullets and ammo and $300,000 whore. Yeah. Mr. Cox. Just all my, like any other guy. $300,000 whore. Yeah. Mr. Cox. That kind of builds up their little squirrel's nest, and so... Then I've got the house, and let me show you where the house is at. We're working with a lady who understands the mortgage fraud thing really well down in Texas and Audible, and she's been working through this. And the way it works is that they buy the mortgage, and then they turn around and illegally will sell that 10 times. It's like, well, you can only do that with the stuff that you buy and never take possession of. Mr. Barney, yeah, Mr. Cox. It'd be like if somebody went down to a car lot and bought a car, and they just bought it as an investment. They were never going to go down and pick it up, and so then they sell it 10 times, and they figure, oh, maybe the chances is only that 1 in 10 would actually come pick it up. Mr. Barney, oh, Mr. Cox, so inaudible. So what they did is I've got a mortgage with Countrywide, and I have had to pay them back, but then they sold it. They turned around and sold it 10 times. So what you do is you send a letter to Countrywide, and she's been doing, and I've been paying her to do all this process. Send a letter to Countrywide, and you go, hey, I have a reason to believe that you sold the mortgage and you are collecting on this, and you don't. All right, we're going to pause here on page 361. We are surely but certainly working our way through this day. And we're at page 361. We got to get to page 430.